Welcome to Comics League. I'm Jared. I'm here with Nick. And
Hello.
something interesting happened. So
I guess you could say it really rocked our world.
yeah, exactly. I guess you could say the hierarchy of Twitter's about to change. So we all know that the Black Adam movie's coming out. I think it actually looks pretty cool. I think it looks very enjoyable.
Like I don't like that they're doing a Black Adam movie before he shows up as Shazam 2, but for what the movie is, I think it's fine, you know.
But the thing is that so what happened tonight as of the recording of this video was, so someone posted like a picture that's half Henry Cavill Superman and half Shazam, and saying that, hey, we would like to see Henry Cavill come back as Superman or something like that. And Black Adam, technically I'm right, The Rock quote tweeted it and goes like, I've always made sure to pay attention to the fans, and don't worry, I got you. Okay,
I gotta do this. Can you smell The Rock is cooking? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was the perfect time.
You had
to.
It. That's fine. That's totally fine.
It was the perfect time to do that. It was too perfect.
You could say that I had a lot of bliss after hearing that joke.
I mean, if it's Alexa Bliss, please sign me the F up.
Yeah. So anyway, so what this is getting people to, and like a couple of days ago, rumors came out that Superman does make a cameo appearance at the end of the movie as like a post-credit scene. Now, what's interesting, what The Rock is saying, what The Rock is indicating is that it could be Henry Cavill Superman is going to show up in Black Adam. Nick, your thoughts?
I've kind of felt like for a few years, if they're gonna bring Superman back, this is the way they're gonna do it. Dwayne Johnson has been saying for years he wanted to bring Henry Cavill back, like he wanted to fight Superman. Like he's been saying like he wanted this to happen for years, and Dwayne Johnson gets what Dwayne Johnson wants. Let's be honest.
And he's like a producer. He's like the chief producer of the movie.
Yeah, and if Dwayne Johnson says, "I want Henry Cavill in this movie," WB is like, "Okay, let's go find his number. I don't have it on speed dial anymore. Call him." And the thing is, I said that wrong. I trust Dwayne Johnson to do a respectful version. It's not going to be like a passing of the torch. He's not going to beat Superman into the ground. It's not going to be like
It's
more just like
respectful combat.
More at the very least, it'll be like, hey, you're cool, shake, we're equals. Like I don't think he's gonna want to upstage Henry Cavill.
It looks like they're turning Black Adam into an anti-hero, so I guess
which is fine.
No, because he kind of is that in modern comics. But my point is that what they could always do is they fight at first, and then Henry Cavill Superman is like, you know what? As long as you don't like do anything heinous and illegal, we're good.
I think they're gonna basically play him like Marvel does Venom.
Which
bad guys doing bad things, but in the service of good.
Now, the interesting thing is, there's a rumor, take it with a massive grain of salt, that this is gonna be Superman in the black suit. Now, which universe did Superman wear the black suit?
Maybe in a certain cut.
Yes, exactly. So that has me thinking.
Oh, did you see that article that came out, I think today, where they're saying like the Snyder Cut is that they should, if they want to compete with Marvel?
Yeah,
that's very indicative of Hollywood is going in a certain direction. When these articles start coming out like this, it's Hollywood trying to signal we're going in this direction.
Yeah, and the fact that they announced the digital release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, and
you don't think Zavlovsky,
and it's being promoted by Warner Brothers.
Like, you don't think Zavlov is going to see the numbers of the digital? Like, the digital version is going to sell really well. Let's be honest.
I'm sure it's going to sell. You saw the DVD sold.
Like, Zavlov's going to see these numbers, and he's going to be like, just call up Zack Snyder. He's our Kevin Feige now. Like, come on.
Oh, I would love if he got to run DC Films. But I think what they'll probably do is just tell Zack, okay, you have a plan. Do your movies, because at least that way, that's what I always tell people, at least that way, they can like use his movie as like a delaying tactic to satisfy audiences until they can get their ducks in a row. Because it was never going to be like 20 to 30 movies like the MCU was for the Snyderverse. No.
It's like they'll do a Man of Steel 2, which is what everyone wants.
What everyone really wants, because and Zach said he planned on making Henry Cavill Superman more of the Superman we know in Man of Steel, meaning he wasn't going to be.
And then you do Batfleck. Like I'm sorry, but like we live in a world where you can do Robert Pattinson's Batman and Batfleck and do the two movies. I mean, obviously not release them in the same year, but like space them out enough that you could make it
the
work.
The audience is not going to care.
Or at the very least, do HBO Max. Have Batfleck be HBO Max.
Yeah, and plus here's the thing. Yes, Zaslav has like a budget requirement for HBO Max, but you could make a solid Batman movie for a very cheap budget.
Yeah, like a mini series, you know,
because
like
he was gonna be fighting like Deathstroke. It wasn't like he was gonna be fighting Clayface.
Like just split it up into 4 or 5 parts, make it a you know, like a 5-hour, 8-hour movie, you know.
An 8-hour movie. Is it weird that I would watch that 8 times?
You and everyone else.
But yeah, because when you think about it, and this is why I tell people, just let Zach come back for streaming, because with streaming, he doesn't have to worry about a time thing. He can just do it. That's why we got a 4-hour cut of Justice League.
I still think there should be a Man of Steel 2 in theaters, though.
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is that we live in a world also where you could do streaming and have all these parts, but I still think Man of Steel 2 should be in theater. First off, any Superman movie should be in theaters.
And like you said earlier, a Batfleck HBO Max wouldn't be that expensive. Like there's not as many special effects as other superheroes.
And he's fighting arguably one of the most grounded villains in DC.
It can be done for, you know, very well for like if they can do Stranger Things, they can do whatever, all these like, you know, if Amazon is like, you know, pissing money.
The Batman had a very small budget, and look how that was.
Yeah, you can do Batman on a very small budget. HBO, like a Batfleck, you know, make the Bat like, and if you want a separation, like Robert Pattinson is for the movies, Batfleck is for HBO Max, that would be fine. I don't think anyone would have a problem with that.
Because it's what I tell people. It's more content. It's just more DC. Who cares?
It's not to say Batfleck can't show up in Justice League 2, you know?
Oh, and they could do a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie and have the Snyderverse cross over with the Hamatoverse. That'd be so great.
They just won't have Ezra Miller show up.
Well, I guarantee. Well, and that's another thing. People are like, well, I can't restore the Snyderverse because of Amber Heard and Ezra Miller. And I'm like, recast Amber Heard. That's
you
easy.
do realize how obviously Flash is Flash, but like you do, like people don't realize how minor of a character Amber Heard has.
Even if she was going to be in the nightmare scene, just recast her. And with Ezra Miller, you could easily say, okay, so Barry left, this is Wally. You could easily do that. It's really simple. That's
or just time travel shenanigans. He has a different face now. Same character, different face.
Yeah, that's honestly why it's actually pretty good that they let's assume they're restoring it, that they waited this long, because then it's easier to, they're not in the middle of a movie, then all this stuff pops off.
Truth be told, I think if they're going to like touch Ezra Miller, I don't think they're gonna probably it's gonna be like a third act or even a post-credit scene where he wakes up and he has a different face.
Yeah,
I think they're just like maybe shoot one scene where like Flash wakes up and he goes to a mirror and it looks and it's just a face like whoa. And it's Grant Gustin's face.
Or he dies and then Wally West shows up. I kind of want Wally West to be in the movies.
as long as it's redheaded Wally West.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The actual
Save the
Wally
gingers.
West. Yeah, exactly. But you get my point. They could easily do this. It's not like they're recast, but it's like, put it this way. Really, the main characters of Justice League 2 and 3 are Batman and Superman.
And like even though Wonder Woman 1984 wasn't that good, and Wonder Woman 3 has kind of just been, you know, they're not talking about it. Like you realize they announced that movie 2 years ago and we haven't heard anything about it.
That's what I always tell people too, is that people, I got into a Twitter debate with someone.
Oh yeah, I jumped in and kind of stirred the pot a little bit.
Did you see the one I got on Wonder Woman 1984? because this dude was like, well, they're going to bring back Patty Jenkins. And I'm like, her movie tanked. Well, it's because of COVID. But there are many other COVID movies that survived.
Her movie was made before COVID.
Yeah, that's true. But and all that they're talking about in terms of its release. But and then I said, and they said, well, they're bringing her back for Wonder Woman 3. Have we heard any? I think it's very concerning in the age of Zaslav that we haven't heard anything about Wonder Woman 3, because if there's one thing about Zaslav, if you don't hear about it, it's been axed.
Like Wonder Woman 1984 came out in 2020. It's 2022. We should have at least heard something about it. Like, we should have at least heard something, like, rumors. We heard, we haven't even heard Patty Jenkins is working on a script. We haven't heard anything.
They should have at least announced who's the villain, what's going to happen, what's the basic plot besides like the Atlanteans are going to show up or something like that. Let me put it this way. We'll see what they promote at San Diego Comic-Con, because we know at least they're going to be promoting like a movie or two.
Well, Shazam, we know Shazam's 2 is coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, which I'm very excited for, because that movie was a delight.
And obviously, I think at some point Black Adam is turning to Shazam.
I guarantee you the Flash is not getting promoted. they're like, I love how Warner Brothers is committed to releasing that movie in theaters, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna lose money.
Like, for example, they're already kind of promoting Joker 2. Like Gal Gadot is not Gal Gadot, like Gal Gadot is Harley Quinn.
That would be hilarious. A Wonder Woman Harley Quinn.
By the way, I do think Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn is a good idea. I definitely think she can play a Harley Quinn.
And for a movie that's going to be a musical, I think that could work.
It's like, we're doing a musical. Let's hire one of the greatest musical entertainers of our time.
Plus, she's done musical movies before, so I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I can go with
that. It's Lady freaking Gaga. Like,
she's good. But anyway, as you were saying,
she has more talent in her pinky than most people do in their entire lives.
Oh yeah, exactly. But
she's got that poker face. Mum.
Jeez. So, well, first off, I just want to say, so Nick's job here at Comics League is to basically be the pun machine.
Hey, I'm a punny guy. What can I say?
Exactly. Anyone that's watched our Star Wars video understands this. But the point is that, so going back,
hey, this whole operation was your idea.
Let's not forget, you rescued me from the Buzz Droids or something.
Wait, we're smarter than this.
Yeah. I haven't seen you this tired since we fell into a nest of Gundarks.
Why do I think you're going to be the death of me?
All right. Now, moving back to the original topic of this video. So, now, do you think they're going to do a Henry Cavill cameo as Superman and Black Adam, or is it just going to be like they did in Peacemaker with like shadowed face?
I think it's going to be Henry Cavill.
Me too.
Because for a couple of reasons. One, I think The Rock, he doesn't do anything half-ass,
and I think he's seen the fan demand.
Like, The Rock knows how to please his fans, and The Rock knows, like The Rock says. Sorry, I'm just pulling out all the stops here.
I'm interested to see what The Rock is cooking.
Oh yes. Apparently it's Kryptonians too. But like, The Rock knows that if he can get Henry Cavill back, he knows that people and he knows Henry Cavill is not a controversial figure. Like, even here's the thing: you got to weigh it with, okay, obviously the people who like him will be cheered, but the other people, how will they care? The people who, because
everyone loves Henry Cavill. That's the thing. They may do.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
if Henry Cavill shows up on screen, the people who happy will be happy, and everyone else will be like, "Oh, cool, it's Henry Cavill." Like, they're not going to get mad, they're not going to get pissed, there's not going to be outrage. So it's really a no-lose scenario.
Here's the key thing: Henry Cavill wants to come back. It's not like they really have to beg him to come back as Superman.
Exactly, and people like him, and even the people who don't like him, they don't hate him. So like, him showing up, it won't be a negative.
Plus, at this point, and with the current state of the DCEU, I get the feeling everyone's gonna be like, "Oh God, something awesome."
Like, for example, bringing Batfleck is a bit controversial because there are people who don't like him. So like, him showing up is a bit risky. Whereas Henry Cavill, it's like, it's like very, very low risk of bringing him back.
Now, my question is he in the blue suit or the black suit?
In the interest of in the interest of visual clarity, especially if there's going to be a fight, which I think if they're going to bring in Henry Cavill, it's probably going to happen. Like maybe just like a fight. Here's how I think the situation would go down, where the Black Adam is doing his anti-hero thing, and he needs to do one thing, but like Superman's trying to stop him, but he doesn't know the thing is like, I'm trying to save the world, you idiot. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I can't let you do that. They fight for a little bit, and then they realize, confusion over. He does his thing. I think that's the best way to do it. Have it be
or
kind
they
of like
team up.
I mean, that would be cool. I'm just trying to think practically, because more than likely he's going to be there for one scene, maybe an act at most.
Because the rumor is that it's going to be a post-credit scene. He's going to meet with Amanda Waller, and Amanda Waller is going to tell him Black Adam's around. Now, see, here's the thing.
Or even better, a post-credit scene. Superman flies down. They see each other. They talk, and stay out of my way. No, you stay out of my
Yeah. I have a team behind me. Now, the question is, because what everyone's going to think if he shows up in the black suit, though.
That would be a message.
That would be a big, because the rumor also, I know I keep tabs on a lot of these rumors that The Rock wants to fight a very specific Justice League. So no, here's how it sends a message. If Superman and Cyborg show up,
I have a feeling The Rock wants to start an Injustice League,
which would be so dope. I'd be like,
I mean, can you imagine it if the Black Adam leads an Injustice League? That kind of thing where it's like a anti-hero version where you got like Joker, Ocean Master,
because that was part of Zack's plan, but also he could join the JSA, because the JSA are gonna be in the movie.
Can I just say, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate is
the
perfect.
Greatest casting. I can think of no one else that I would put as Dr. Fate ever.
Are they supposed to be bringing the Black Canary actor back from Birds of Prey?
I don't think for this one, because remember, the Black Canary that was in the JSA was her mother. So I don't think they would bring back the actress.
Okay.
But so my point is, the rumor is that The Rock wants to fight the Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, and let me put it this way: of the two universes, I think the Black Adam movie, from what I've seen, would fit very well with the Snyderverse.
Okay, here's a question for you. You know how we like to do our speculation.
Okay.
If we were to have an Injustice League, who would you staff with it? I mean, obviously Black Adam.
Well, okay, Black Adam. I would.
And it's a mixture of who has appeared in Zack Snyder related villains, and also we can also have other villains as well. All right.
Well, Deathstroke for one, because
Ocean Master.
Yes, obviously. I wouldn't put Cheetah. I would put, honestly, no, because I don't want to see that Cheetah again.
What if they redo it and make it actually good?
Okay, then Cheetah.
Because the problem is the only other Wonder Woman they've already done is Ares, and that's too powerful.
And Maxwell Lord was not Maxwell Lord.
Pedro Pascal, he tried. He tried as hard as he could, but even he couldn't make that.
There was potential with him as the character. It's just the script was horrible, Patty Jenkins.
Even Pedro Pascal couldn't make that script good. Like, he's a brilliant actor, and you could tell in that movie he's trying as hard as he can. But even
the bad script. But let's see, who else would I honestly put? Maybe I wouldn't do Lex Luthor, because that's the obvious decision. And plus, I think Black Adam would be the one to fight Superman.
Well, Lex Luthor would be involved, because they're definitely teasing it.
Involved, yeah. He would be like sort of on the side. I would put
Deathstroke, probably, because he was being invited.
Already said that. Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine? That's there are two post-credit scenes. The other
Black
the
Mask,
first one,
Ewan McGregor, Black Mask,
but he got blown up with a hand grenade. They killed all the good villains.
Jared Leto Joker.
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry,
yes.
but if there's one thing the Snyder Cut did, it actually showed how
redeemed.
Jared Leto Joker actually could work.
You know what's kind of funny? He didn't have any tattoos or anything like that. He was a straight Joker.
Like they actually filmed that scene new. Like that was actually a new scene filmed for it, and he actually was really menacing.
Yeah, he was legit the Joker.
Like he was playing on more of the insane angle, but honestly, for Jared Leto, that kind of acting style works for him.
Works. Yeah, and Zach did that because he felt that in the event that I don't get to do other more movies with DC characters, I want to have Batman Joker interacting once.
Yeah, and that version, like in the way like Batfleck and Joker interacted, I definitely think Jared Leto Joker deserves a second shot.
Yeah, and I think that now that we've seen how good it is, because I haven't seen as many complaints about him as Joker as I did with Suicide Squad. And that's because they significantly cut it down, because apparently he was supposed to have a larger role and Steppenwolf was supposed to show up.
I don't see why Steppenwolf would show up.
Because the reason why the Enchantress goes evil in this movie is that she's under the control of the Mother Box. That's the way the Ayer cut was supposed to go.
I'm not sure, like, I agree with it, but I will say it's definitely a better thing. Like, she suddenly realizes that she can face, like she could have done that whole thing anytime she wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so going back to what we're talking about. So in terms of the Justice League, so who would fight? Well, in terms of Flash villains, would you put the reverse? Well, can we do people that haven't been introduced, because we haven't had a Flash movie?
Okay, Captain Cold.
All right, that's better.
Because Reverse Flash, he's kind of like, you know, because we got like Black Adam himself is really OP. You add Reverse Flash, like Reverse Flash and Black Adam alone could probably blitz the Justice League.
That's the same thing as like Superman and Flash alone could blitz the Avengers.
Oh, easily. I mean, with the Avengers, the only ones you really need to worry about are Hulk and Thor.
Yeah, and they could easily take those guys out. It would be a fight. It would be a fight.
For the Hulk, all Wonder Woman has to do is take off her top.
Oh, yeah. Are you referencing the Ultimates where... Okay, so for those of you that don't know, in the Ultimate Avengers comic called The Ultimates, the Hulk was unleashed. So to distract the Hulk and make him run in a certain direction, Wasp flies up to his face and lifts her shirt.
Please tell me that was written by Mark Millar.
It was written by Mark Millar.
Because that is so, like, I can just tell based off the situation, that is something so demented only Mark Millar could think of it.
This is the guy that, by the way, in those same comics later on, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver sleep together, even though they're brother and sister. I know. Quicksilver pulled out his banjo. It's painted blue.
He might as well at that point.
No, I know, but that's speaking of demented Mark Millar, but that's what we were referencing with the whole. But honestly, you know what I want to see? Wonder Woman fight without her gauntlets, because in the comics, when she takes those gauntlets off, it's supposed to give her a massive power boost, because
those bracers are controlling her, like they limit her powers.
And in this continuity, they are going with the new 52 thing where she is the daughter of Zeus, so she is a demigod, and that was in the new 52 with all that power.
I think they even in the Snyder cut, I mean, in Wonder Woman, they did say she is a demigod.
Yeah, they said that. They basically said, and even in 1984, she referred to Zeus as her father.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you could. That's why I always say, whenever anyone says Avengers versus Justice League, I'm like, are you an idiot?
Like, I can just imagine Thor shooting his lightning at Wonder Woman. She's like,
she just absorbs it like Ares, and she's like,
yeah,
my father is Zeus. What are you doing, you idiot? That's like in the new 52.
Oh, I got a way to calm down the Hulk. The lasso of truth. She asks, "Who are you?" And the Hulk is so confused, he depowers.
That's good. So anyway, this reminds me of, there was a book in the new 52 where Apollo, the god of the sun, clearly has never met Superman because he shoots him with a sunbeam and Superman is glowing gold. He goes, "You hit me with sunlight? You clearly have no idea who
That's
I
like
am."
that one scene from Avengers where like Thor does his lightning and it's like power for him. It's like, oh, and then he shoots the power back at him.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like when Superman shows up in the Snyder Cut and beats the crap out of Steppenwolf.
Not impressed.
Not impressed. He's like, "You're an idiot."
That is like the ultimate flex right there. Like
No, it was even more of a flex when he just turns his head and nonchalantly just frostbats the axe and shadows it. He's like, as opposed to the Whedon cut.
Okay, like that's really great, but my favorite scene is when he first wakes up and everyone's trying to restrain him. The Flash is going, and like he just turns his head, and the Flash is like, "Oh shit!"
He's like, "Oh no!" The face on the Flash, and that was one of the scenes that I thought was funnier in the Snyder Cut.
And actually, what's really interesting is if you watch that scene, Superman is still going in slow motion relative to the Flash, to where a more experienced Flash probably could have, done more damage.
At least gotten some hits in, yeah.
Because Superman was still like, obviously he was going like faster than most people, but he was still like slightly slowed down, and a more experienced Flash could have, done some stuff.
And then one of my favorite Superman scenes from that movie. I know we're supremely off topic here, but we always have to talk about the Snyder Cut in the Comics League. Is when he's walking down the Kryptonian ship and you hear his two fathers and the suits are coming out of the walls. Then you finally hear like John Kent saying, "Fly, son, it's time. You need to show them who you are."
I'm sorry, I just got chills. Like literally, a wave of chills just rolled over me.
And wait, it starts off. He's walking down the ship, and they're playing through all of the quotes that Jor-El and Jonathan Kent have told him throughout the previous two movies. Then he emerges in the black suit.
You know what would make that scene even better? I'm going into fan cut territory. Do a modern rendition of John Williams' Superman March.
But see,
here's
the
do a modern version of it.
Here's the problem, and this is another problem with the Whedon cut. Those themes don't fit with these iterations of the character.
Reorchestrate it. That's what I'm saying. Reorchestrate it.
I mean,
not use the theme as is. Like, use darker instruments, maybe slow it down. Like, I'm not saying use it exactly as is, because that's what Danny Elfman did for Justice League. And he just like, let me just dust off this 30-year-old score for Batman 1989 off my shelf, and we'll do that. Like, he just did it as is, But you kind of, you could do it a little more slowly. Kind of use maybe different instruments, make it a little more darker, but like darker but with hope, Like
I could see that. Yeah, exactly. Although I do love the score that Junkie XL came up with for this movie.
I'm sorry. I just love like Superman 78 is literally one of my favorite films of all time. And any chance I have to like bring that back,
that's fine. Even though it doesn't really hold up well when you consider the fact that you have this character that's a god who shows up and it's like, "I'm gonna help you," and everyone's cool with it. That's why I like BVS, because Superman shows up and they're like, "Can we trust this dude that can burn down the entire planet?"
That's why I'm saying for use it for Justice League when Superman's already trusted, because that kind of theme would really bring you hope. It would really kind of uplift you. It's because the whole thing about Superman coming back is, okay, we got this. He's here. We can do this. And I feel like that theme would really kind of help sell that emotion. Especially if you do a slower down, more darker version of it, I mean, obviously you get the nostalgia kind of emotion with it, but like just a
make it recognizable enough that you know what they're referencing. They could do that in a Man of Steel 2 movie,
right? But what I'm saying is instead of instead of like kind of just like
really slow it down and like Zack Snyder it up. In other words,
kind of use darker. I mean, even transpose it, because like. The difference between major and minor key, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because like major key's happy, minor key is not happy. So what you do is, instead of putting it in a major key, you transpose it into a minor key, which you make it a little bit more depressing and whatnot. So it's like kind of makes it a little more darker,
That would work.
After we're done recording, I'm gonna look for like a dark version of the theme and then send it to you on Twitter so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, there are people who took those original themes and like made them fit in Snyder.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right. So we got supremely off topic with that, but okay, that's fine. That's the way things normally go.
Also, release the Schumacher cut. I got.
Yes, exactly. I'm fine.
I have to get in my quota. I have to.
I'm joining that movement. I'm joining that movement because I want to see if they could take that and make it better. Which, from what I heard, it does.
I mean, there's documentaries where they talk about the deleted scenes and they can kind of like piece together the movie, and it's actually a lot darker.
That sounds great. So I think that's a good place to leave it before we start going on for hours and hours and hours of the Snyder Cut. But thanks for coming on again, Nick. And the point is, we could be seeing a return of Henry Cavill Superman at least. Let's just take that small victory as we can, okay?
Yeah, it's I'm just gonna say this. Don't be surprised. I'm gonna make a prediction, okay? And let this stand as a testament to whether I'm right or wrong. Henry Cavill is gonna be walk across the stage at Hall H. The Black Adam panel. Henry Cavill is gonna walk out, and he's gonna be wearing a Superman shirt, and it's gonna be the black one.
So you mean this coming Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con that's coming up, he's going to walk across the stage in the black Superman shirt at least.
Or at least a Superman shirt.
A Superman shirt.
It's going to be during the Black Adam panel, and it might be halfway through or towards the end, where it's like, oh, we got one more person who's coming, and then Henry Cavill just walks across the stage, and it's like, bam, Henry Cavill will be in Black Adam.
Guarantee you, they do that, the ceiling
Internet will
explode. Break. Ceiling will, and he just says, I'm back.
And he's wearing the Superman shirt, like you know.
Or he comes out in full suit.
I don't think that'll happen. I'm not saying that much, but because you know that it could be just as effective as him just wearing a Superman shirt.
Yeah, particularly if he's wearing a black Superman shirt. Can you imagine the Snyderverse community? Oh my gosh, he's wearing a black shirt, and he says he's back. And then
and just stage. Oh, and just imagine if they like he's wearing like the red and blue, but he's like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna be in the black suit.
Or he's like, you know what's kind of funny? I see.
I much prefer the black. I much prefer the black.
After watching the Snyder Cut, I realized black's my color.
Well, he might not call it the Snyder Cut itself, but he might say, I like this shirt, but I feel like black's more my color.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Can you imagine just
yeah, can you imagine Twitter too? All the anti-Snyder people are like, no.
So that's my prediction, and if I'm right, I'm gonna strut like a rooster going into the hen house.
Oh, you will attain.
I'm gonna be like, I called it. I'm gonna be like, I'm.
If it happens, I'm gonna clip this and put it on Instagram and say Nick called it. All right, stay here.
So Henry Cavill in the Superman shirt.
Yeah,
my prediction. I'm not like he may be in the I think it's maybe in the black version of it, but that's unlikely. But at the very least, Henry Cavill in the Superman shirt in the Black Adam panel.
Okay, and if that happens, I will clip it, put it on Instagram and Twitter, and tag you. So stay heroic, everyone. And we're about to go record Star Wars. So I will see you guys later.
May the Force be with you.
Always.